the I Like Wrestling podcast.
You see what I did there? Are you gonna start?
Oh, yeah.
Are you real right now?
The greatest general manager. Jesus. I'll allow it.
That's peon moves.
Yep, I like wrestling.
Greetings from parts unknown. Oh, I am the greatest general manager. Look at this. Sonny's not here and I'm still in charge. And today I am joined by...
Kevin Wood.
Oh my goodness, I've always been a fan of Wood. Good
Oh,
to
yeah.
have you. Oh,
Fuck
good.
Baron Corbin, though.
Oh, we're not doing... This is AEW, sir. This
Oh,
is AEW.
oh, sorry, sir.
Yes, keep it together. Keep it
Mr.
together.
General Manager, sir.
Yes. Who else do we have at this table?
The incredible intern, Ness.
Oh, my favorite intern. My goodness. And we've got a lovely lady to my right. Who am I with?
The Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. This is April. You heard.
Oh my god, I've never seen so many good-looking people around one table. Oh goodness.
So many good-looking people, and me.
Stop it. For all you people who enjoy bears, yes, he's a very sexy bear to my left. Yes, he is. Yes,
You got that basic intern back.
Oh, good. April,
Damn.
you have to be nice to our intern, Nez.
I don't like that he's basic. Sorry.
Oh, goodness.
Well,
Well,
Any Mandy Rose fans, I'm not with it.
shout out to Mandy Rose.
I'm going to spend the next hour figuring out how I can make a clever Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky joke over here.
Oh,
Lord.
Oh.
shout out to Monica Lewinsky. It's funny that we said Mandy Rose and Monica Lewinsky in the same sentence.
Oh!
Leave that
They
to you
hoes.
all. Goodness.
Where's my cigar?
Oh,
Shout out to the host. Shout out to the host.
shout out to the host. So, for those of you listening, we're going to do something a little bit different today. So there will be no Raw talk. Well, we can still talk
Thank
about
God.
Raw,
Oh, we
but not the
can
Raw.
do Raw.
That, yeah,
Yeah,
a different type
freaky
of Raw.
dicky.
Yes.
Sonny ain't here. We can do it.
No, sir.
Roll Tide.
Shout out to Sonny, who is still lying on the sunny beaches of Saudi Arabia. Yes. Yes,
Nice.
I am still in charge. Kevin is not here, so technically I am in charge. Yes.
Yes. No disclaimers.
No disclaimers, yes. As a matter of fact, everyone should take your pants off, because I feel we could do this much more comfortably.
Oh, yes.
Let's do
down.
this. Thank
I'm
you.
with it.
Thank
Let's
you.
do
Thank
it.
you. So, we're not going to have any Raw talk. We're not going to have any SmackDown talk.
Ah.
This show is solely dedicated to one All Elite Wrestling.
Praise.
I just had a quarter of an orgasm knowing I don't have to talk about Raw or SmackDown.
I'm so happy we have to talk about Raw
Lucky us.
or SmackDown. Praise.
AEW, All Elite Wrestling, had their inaugural pay-per-view this past weekend. I hosted a viewing party at one Jack Dempsey's, accompanied by the lovely Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup, April. So when did you watch the show?
I watched it on my phone at my friend's wedding in Toronto. Shout out to Jackie and Jake. I think that was the name of the groom.
Shout out to all our Canadian fans too.
Yeah, all of you.
Yes. Shout out to Degrassi. Do you all remember Degrassi?
Oh,
My heart.
God.
Poor Jimmy.
Whatever
Damn,
it takes.
shout out to my son, Drizzy Drake.
Shout out to Drake. Yes. Marco and Dylan. So you watched AEW on your phone.
No.
Where did you watch AEW, sir?
I watched it at my girlfriend's barbecue. Had to practically force them to do it. Shout out to Dominique.
Oh, shout out to Dominique.
That's a
yes.
good girlfriend,
I'm loving
man.
the dedication that we went to so many. Y'all went to lovely events and still had the audacity to watch this, and I praise
Yes.
both of y'all.
I wouldn't watch Raw if you paid me to watch Raw.
You're not missing
Goodness.
We're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about the wrestling
wrestling.
company of the moment.
All Elite Wrestling. So let's jump in. The show started with the lovely Kody and Brandy Rhoads and a very pretty husky, I believe is the dog. They have a white husky, I believe so.
He brought ghosts.
Yes.
Oh,
So
is that what's the
Game of
dog's name?
Thrones.
Yeah, but what's the dog's actual
know.
name? It's
I didn't know they
call
had
him
a dog.
Ghost.
it's Pharaoh.
There you go.
Pharaoh.
So they showed up in a SUV, Kody, Brandy, and the dog. And normally, pretty women carry around lap dogs. Rarely do you have a full-grown dog, but they made it
beautiful.
work. That is one good-looking couple.
That is
They're beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Can we just shout out the interracial relationships for a second?
Oh yeah,
Yo, definitely.
and shout out to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who also shouted them out this weekend.
Yes. A lot of people were in the house at AEW. We'll get that to a moment. But yes, the show started with the lovely Cody Rhodes, his lovely wife, Bret. He caught himself a good black girl magic on that one.
Roll Tide to
Gorgeous.
those chin lines, man. Those are some in-shape people.
Gorgeous.
Dude,
Just gorgeous.
even the dog was pretty. It's like,
Yeah.
Yo, this whole family's beautiful.
you know, like, damn, the car was pretty, the dog was, everyone was pretty.
And we thought the flares were something.
oh my
The Rhoads
goodness,
are
the
on
Rhoads-
a
It was
new.
gay. They were no failure.
Yeah,
They were
whoa.
the Rhodes.
That guy came from Dusty Rhodes' nutsack, guys.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
impressive.
Imagine that.
Shout out to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Yes. So yeah, actually, he took on his brother later in the show. We'll get to that. But yes, the show started with them stepping out of the car, and then the battle royal was underway. What do you all think about that?
It was an interesting concept, the casino battle royal. So I didn't catch like the full match. What was the format again? It starts
I
with
think it starts with 5 people, and then they're in the room for 3 minutes, and then another 5, 3 minutes, then 5. 'Cause I think it was only 21. Then it was like lucky 21. So they had like a casino, Las Vegas buy-in casino reps.
Double or nothing.
So
It's
I love that.
an interesting concept, you know. I mean, I appreciate them trying to reinvent the wheel, reinvent the battle royal match. You know, it's the idea of the format. When I heard about it, was a little weird to me, a lot weird to me. I'm gonna be honest. It's like, wait, so there's 5 and there's 5 more, so it's kind of like the war games, but it's also like, but it worked. It worked.
The thing I loved about it is that it's something new. I think
Yes.
that's what we all think. It's just something new, something fresh. It's not the Royal Rumble. They're just trying to do their own thing. And I love the Vegas theme.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Well, they have to differentiate themselves from WWE in any way they can. So they are going to take any opportunity to be different. So yes, it is hard to do a battle royal and it not be the Royal Rumble. Because
Yeah.
how do you have a bunch of men come inside? You see what I did there? How do you do it without it being the Royal Rumble? So this is how you do it. Do it 5 at a time, and then stop at 21. Here's my thing. I've seen a lot of Royal Rumbles, battle royals in my day, but never in my 38 years have I seen a man with no legs do a 619. Never saw that before until Double or Nothing. Yes,
That was amazing.
a man with no legs did a 619 and it connected. Please explain that to me. Yes.
I don't know where he came from.
I don't know, but shout out to Lieutenant Dan. Oh man. Oh God. MJF is the. We'll talk about this, about how, you know, we know the elite guys and some of the other guys on this show, but there's a whole undercard of guys that are kind of getting exposure for the first time. And I knew a little bit about MJF after watching this show. I'm in on MJF. He's awesome, and anyone who can make me laugh about Lieutenant Dan joke about a person who actually is missing legs, like, yeah.
So there's a wrestler named Zach Goward who has 1 leg, and I've never seen a man with no legs not only compete in a battle royal, but actually have offensive. But I had to look twice at the TV screen. I had never seen such a thing. But yes,
Everyone in that ring was so different. You know, we had different races, we had different styles, and I love that. Like, we had they had their first femme gay man.
Sonny
It's
Kiss,
like,
I believe
whoa.
is his name.
Yes.
Sonny Kiss.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his little gesture of him just bringing guys' faces in and doing, I don't know.
Tommy Dreamer's head disappeared up the boy's ass.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to Extreme. Yes, that's what it called, Extreme.
And I liked it because it didn't last too long. Like, I really enjoyed it. And just, I'm so ready to see what's to come for that. Just
definitely.
looking at the talent in that ring. It's like,
Yeah.
damn.
Well, first off, I've never seen an all elite show before, so all of these people look completely new to me. Like, I didn't know any of them. However, I do know Sonny Kiss from indie shows and such. Sonny actually thought that he would be good to be on this podcast, but I was like, nope, there's only 1 room for queens in this castle. That's me. That's me. That's it.
Yep.
But, so to see him actually come out was like, oh, okay. So a lot of people I saw, I was like, oh, wow, he's here. Now, there was a very, very large man with no shirt on. And at first I thought that was my ex-boyfriend. But it turned out that was not. Who was this humongous individual?
I have no idea, but he was throwing guys out the ring like there was no tomorrow.
He threw himself out the ring. He was huge. He was as big as a duplex. I don't know who that was.
He had to be like a sumo or something. Because he was a big boy.
Who was that? Do you know who this is?
I'm not sure.
Samoa Joe's cousin.
Oh, he looked like 3 Samoa Joes. And Samoa Joe 1 is quite enough for me.
But I think he threw Luke Perry's son just threw him out the ring.
Luke Perry's son. He threw himself. He did a tope over the top rope. I was like, my God, this man. Yeah.
That man could move though.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
It was a very interesting battle royal, but it was won by one Adam Hangman Page.
Yes, Hangman. You know what the Hangman. You know what the name Hangman is for, right?
Do explain.
It's
sir.
it's his dick.
Oh,
Hangman is his dick. He has a big dick.
really?
He has a big dick.
He's always been my favorite wrestler. I don't.
Yeah,
know
he's like a cousin of mine. Wood.
Oh,
Big dick,
goodness.
Hangman. No, but him and Joey Ryan had a feud about a year ago that involved murder and drinking pee and dick suplexes. It was great.
God.
It was great.
It's like living in Newark.
Yeah.
What? Dicks and murders and piss. Oh, my. Yeah.
Shout out to Hangman's dick.
Shout out to Hangman's dick. What do you think about the Battle Royal next?
I enjoyed the Battle Royal, but I love Hangman. I think he was right to deserve it. He definitely deserves a title shot.
God,
he definitely deserves everything that he's done because him in the Bullet Club at the time was incredibly amazing. And he was underrated, I feel. But he has great moves. He's not like every other wrestler in the Bullet Club, like no super kicks, nothing. He just loves moonsaults. He's a very unique guy, I say.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Definitely deserves it for sure.
Can we talk about the awkward news story last week of the match with him and Pac, which was the first, a.k.a. or formerly known as Neville.
Shout out to Neville!
That they were supposed to have a match, and then it was literally the first match that they advertised when they had the AEW press conference, and then it gets canceled. But then they did it in England.
Apparently, Pac was having creative issues that he didn't want to lose the belt because he's like undefeated in the Indies, and then they were saying something about his passport having issues. There was no solid story, so they literally gave us the match for free on YouTube, which was a great match, by the way, and it would have fit perfectly on the card, but there wasn't really a set story as to what happened.
Basically, Neville's a bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear!
He had an issue with creativity, like, it was just, and apparently he was having issues with WWE, and that's why he left. Like, they thought, oh, it was WWE's fault. No,
Yeah.
Neville was just being a little drama queen.
He is the definition of a butterface.
Oh,
from
my
the
God.
neck down, he is amazing. But from the neck up, oh dear.
He an elf.
He's Alabama's abortion thing right there.
Whoa!
Sorry, no disclaimers. No disclaimers.
He an
Man,
elf.
No disclaimers.
It's a little weird to me. Like, how can you be in wrestling in 2019 and say I'm not going to lose a match? Undertaker lost at WrestleMania. Like, stop being. Somebody go tell Pac to stop being the Kyrie Irving of professional
Kyrie.
wrestling.
I love it. I love the
Metaphors.
basketball.
Mixed
Love
metaphors.
the basketball
there.
reference.
Oh, is that basketball? I thought that was
I
football.
knew it was a sport.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're talking over April and I's head, please.
Hey, go Warriors! By the way. Anyway, next
Fuck
match.
you. Kick him out.
Shout
Fuck
out to
you.
God.
Fuck the
the
Warriors.
intern.
Oh, hey!
I take that very seriously. Fuck the
Quiet,
Warriors.
intern. I will take away your college credit.
Oh, good. Shall we move on? Or
Yes.
do you just want to settle it like men in mud pits? Do you want to do that, or shall we move on?
I'm so down with that.
Look, I'm down with it too.
I think we're good. Here, shake, friend, shake.
Oh, goodness.
There we go.
Damn it!
Horrible.
I was hoping for a mud wrestling match. Yes. In any event, Kip Sabian defeated one Sammy Guevara.
I don't know who these
Yeah, I
people were,
don't
but that was
really-
a great match.
For real.
Again, I feel like this is the thing that I'm excited about with AEW is that like they have an actual platform, and we're gonna get to see a lot of talent that otherwise wouldn't have gotten a spotlight. Guys that WWE would overlook. Guys that even like Ring of Honor and Impact
Shout
might
out to
overlook.
Ring of Honor and Impact.
Although Impact, are they even
dead.
still? Yeah, it's kind
I
of.
believe they come on channel 976. It's the Jewish Public Access channel. That's where they come
Oh,
on.
Jewish
They
public!
got that-
Shout out to my friend Lenny. He's probably
Lenny!
watching that.
Did I meet Lenny at your birthday?
You
I
did.
met him.
You
yes.
did.
Oh,
You
yes, that's
did.
a cute one. He has a very cute friend named Lenny. Shout out to Lenny.
Wow. Wow. Hey.
He is. So instead of talking about this match, how about we talk about the announcing, because we got the return of one Jim Ross. Yes, the voice of Raw is now the voice of AEW. What did you all think about that? Yay or nay?
I think I give it all the yays except for he was great, Excalibur was great. Who was the third guy there again?
That was me.
idea.
I assumed it
guy?
was Ruby Riot. That's what
That guy, hey, whoa.
No,
No,
that wasn't?
no, wrong
It
show.
looked at
Trouble.
Damn it. I thought it was.
No, that's fake news,
She
Teddy.
was a little hard on the face. But so,
Whoa.
she is. So April and Nez, what do you all think of the voice of Raw becoming the voice of AEW?
He sounded different.
How so?
Like I guess he sounded like lighter, and he just sounded more excited. You know, like when he was on Raw, yeah, you got to be commentator because it's the same matches. You go through the same card before.
Yes.
So it's like yeah. But this was something completely new. We had different people. The energy was different.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like he fit in like how he was back in the '90s, and I'm here for it. I enjoyed it.
He did sound excited. He seemed into it more. It's just like I forgot the commentator's name on who got moved to NXT.
Moro?
Mauro Ronaldo.
He has that same type of energy when it comes to AEW.
Yes.
Just because it's something new and something he's excited for, and I appreciate everything about that.
If you guys haven't gotten a chance to on YouTube, they have the series Rhoads Double or Nothing, and they have an episode where they talk about where they introduce it. They announce that he's going to be calling the show. He's going to be part of AEW. It's really great. He talks all about his wife dying and how he doesn't want to how he doesn't want to give up and he's not ready to retire, and it just it's like watching that and then seeing him hearing him on the show, and obviously growing up he's the voice of him and Michael Cole are the voices of my wrestling experience.
So true. So
And it means a lot, Also when you consider that he's calling Flair and Steamboat in the 80s, he's calling Austin McMahon in the 90s, he's calling Cena's championship matches in the 2000s, and now he's calling AEW and everything in between. It's really cool.
I was waiting for him to say, "My God, he got a family."
That's exactly.
I was waiting for it.
God, this man's gonna.
At the end, I thought he
He's
almost
broken
did.
in half.
He probably wanted to say that when Cody took on Dustin, but then he realized,
gonna
wait,
say-
they are family. So, but yeah, that blood fest we'll get to in a
Oh
minute.
my God.
So we had a tag team that likes to hug. I would notice that whenever two men hug, you've got my complete and undivided attention. The Best Friends took on Angelico and Jack Evans in a tag. There was a lot of hugging going on in that match.
A lot of flying and a lot of hugging.
Lots of flying, lots of hugging, and not the annoying way that Bailey does it, but yeah, they were hugging up a storm in that match.
Whoa! Let's not go out.
Do you want to be hugged by Bailey, sir?
Yes, I would.
I
Bailey.
I thought you were into Carrie Zane and Asuka types.
I mean, that's
Yes, I know.
I
All
plead
the
the
viewers
fifth.
know what I'm
Ladies and
talking about.
gentlemen, I plead the fifth.
Yeah, the viewers know what I'm talking about. You all get it out there.
Congratulations, Teddy. I'm actually speechless.
I'm on to you, sir. But no, the boys were hugging a lot in that match. I couldn't quite figure out why, because I don't hug my best friend that much. I think I've hugged... The last time I hugged Kathy was like 2007, and she was crying at the time, so I don't... Yes, I don't know. Do you hug your best friends as much as these two do?
Not that much.
No?
Somewhat. You do the bro hug. The thing and then the thing.
You're getting a
and the
no
thing.
sell from... You're getting a no sell from...
I'm
the
getting a
intern.
no sell
I'm not
from the
hugging
intern.
you.
He's losing all his college credit. You do the dap.
You mean the half handshake, half hug?
Yeah, even though whenever I do that, I try to like shake the hand and then go in for a real hug. Cause the dap is just so impersonal, man. It's just that's fake.
No, these guys hugged it out.
These were chest to chest. It was like I was here for it. I'll listen. Can we get Ricochet and Roman to do some of
my
these
God.
hugs, please?
Add
Can
some
we?
Finn in there.
Oh, yes.
my-
Oh,
Let Finn and the
jeez.
Usos just
Can
hug
we
each
actually
other.
have the men from the Money in the Bank just have one big
One
hug?
big hug.
Even Brock, won't he just
No, not
won't he
him.
kill them?
No, we could put a Sammy.
Brock only hugs Sable. That's and maybe Paul Heyman. Those are the only ones that he hugs.
With or without their permission.
You're getting hugged, and that's the end of it. So fine, we got some ladies coming up here. We had Dr. Britt Baker, who defeated Kylie Ray and Nyla Rose. And believe it or not, Awesome Kong showed up. For those of you who are into WWE, that would be Karma For those of you who don't watch wrestling and only Netflix, she's on the show called Glow. Yes.
Yep. Welfare Queen.
Yes, she plays welfare queen on
She's
Glow.
amazing on
so
the show,
I was
by the
She
way.
shocked.
is.
I thought her wrestling career was over because she's an actress now.
Can I just say that, like, whatever is the award, the Emmy, the Oscar, the Lemmy, the whatever it is, the Slammy, she should have been nominated for that for Glow.
Oh, no, she was great in Glow.
She was
Emmy.
amazing, and it's ridiculous that somebody who has no acting experience like that was that good.
That whole show was amazing.
Oh, so
I
good,
love
so
that
good.
show.
If you haven't like seriously, if you haven't watched that fucking show and you're listening to this podcast, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Go to your Netflix machine as we speak and watch season 2. There are 2 seasons of Glow.
Yeah,
seasons,
I
yes.
think season 3 is in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, all
Where-
right. So check
where
out Glow before the new season.
You will be able to see Awesome Kong.
Yes.
Yeah,
she's
and
actually, you also see Carlito. He stars in that show too.
Yeah,
he
that's
plays.
right. He plays one of the
girl's brother.
Samoans'
Yes.
brother.
Yes. So yeah,
This
so
was a great match.
It was shocking to see Awesome Kong come out
Yes.
because I thought she was retired, but the ladies put on a decent match. Pay attention, WWE. So what do you guys think of that ladies match?
We got an AEW version of Bailey. We got an AEW version of Nia. And we got Adam Cole, Bay's Bay.
There we go.
Bay.
And
His
I love it
baby.
all.
His
yeah, his
baby.
Bay's Bay.
So many bays.
Nez, what did you think of the ladies outing?
I enjoyed it, but the funny thing is about Awesome Kong, it was weird because before the match began, I scrolled on YouTube, and I accidentally clicked on my liked videos, and it was like wrestlers we wish will return in the 2019 Royal Rumble, and her face was Karma, and I was like, whatever happened to her? What if she comes back? And then I saw Awesome Kong, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
That was a great surprise.
That was a Matrix
It was-
moment for
yeah.
them.
That's like when it said on Wikipedia that Chris Benoit died like 2 days before he actually died.
Oh dear!
Oh,
Way to suck the air out of the room, Mr. Ward. My word.
Hey, so Britt Baker won, guys.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
She's a real dentist.
She is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a real dentist.
Knew that. Look at that. Look what you learn on the Wrestling podcast. You learn information.
I would let her look at my teeth.
Oh dear! See again, the room is
So-
so dry again.
And then she would be like, "You have 10 cavities." No, but no, it's great, and it seems like they are making an effort to sort of position her as the star of the division, which is like fine. Even though I go back to like I don't know why they just didn't give Impact a bunch of money and steal Scarlett Bordeaux and Tessa Blanchard from them, because I feel like fuck you.
She used to date Ricochet, so fuck Tessa
Oh,
Blanchard.
yeah.
Well, hey,
Oh,
good
well,
for her.
Fuck Casey Cantazaro, do. You can block me on Twitter, but I'm very patient, bitch. You're not gonna hide from me.
So tiny.
Yeah.
No, but it's just like AEW is clearly trying to position her as the sort of star of the division, and I'm fine with that. And again, like a lot of the mid card issues that I have will sort of right themselves in time as more of these shows come along and we get to know more of who these people are. But I definitely saw the women's match and I was just like this is great, but I want to see them develop this division a little more.
Well, we have to remember, this was basically their inaugural outing. So
Yes.
everything is going to have to be polished and tweaked and brought up and fleshed out. But I mean, as a first go, I don't think the ladies were bad for their first go out.
No, it was fine.
Live under the big
Beautiful.
lights, so to speak. And I think the ladies did, a very good job compared to some of the other things that we've seen. So.
Oh, no, definitely.
So the entire everyone is going to have to be a bit polished off because actually I don't know if this is rumored or really have they been given a TV deal on TBS or TNT?
TNT.
Is this legit?
Yeah.
Really? Well, look at this. They're coming to actual television. So yeah.
It'll be on
So
TNT
everything.
on Tuesday nights.
so everyone's going to have to be polished off and worked out. And same thing here. We've had 87,000 co-hosts of Yep, I Like Wrestling until we finally got it right. Yes. Shout out to a few co-hosts who no longer live.
R.I.P. Roger Adams.
Oh dear. Oh goodness.
Oh God, he's in an airplane today. I'm knocking on wood. I'm sorry, Roger. That was a joke.
So aside from those ladies, we had another ladies match, and there are a lot of Japanese names, sir. So I'm going to hand it to you. Please pronounce
Wait,
some of these
but
names.
I don't know. I don't
Can you
I'm
pronounce
not.
it?
I'm not Japanese.
But you know all the indie names, sir. You know them better. Because if I say it, it's just going to sound racist.
I think it's so. I believe it's Hikaru Shida, Riho, and Ryo Mizunami defeated Yuka
Aja
Sakazaki,
Ooh, Lord, this
Emi Sakura, and Aja Kong. Yes, Aja Kong is the one name here that
It's easy to say.
that is easy to say, but also is like relatively well known among like indie wrestling fans, people that follow Japanese wrestling.
She looked like someone's grandmother out there.
She's a grandma.
Oh, but she looks it.
Okay.
It's interesting. I saw a comparison on the first ECW show. They had a matchup with Michinoku Pro Wrestling. They had a bunch of wrestlers on there, and like Taka was one of the wrestlers. And
Shout out to Taka Michinoku.
And it was this whole thing where a lot of American wrestling fans saw it, and they were just like, "Oh shit! Like, what is this?" And it opened the door to a lot of people that in the '90s who had been watching ECW, WCW, WWF, that started following more stuff that was happening in Japan. And there was a lot of comparisons between that match and this match, which I thought was interesting. You know, the match was fine. I didn't catch a whole lot of it.
I watched the whole thing in awe because I didn't know any of them, but for some reason I did kind of know who Aja Kong was.
Yeah.
And I'm not the indie mark here.
Yeah.
The only reason I watch WWE is for one, Ricochet. So indie marks is not my thing, but for some reason I knew who Aja Kong was, and the fact that she was old as hell out there wrestling, she broke a box over another young lady's head. It was like, that's a grandma move. For all our Spanish listeners, that's an abuela move right there. If you piss abuela off, she's gonna hit you in the head with something.
I mean,
Garbage can.
Chancla.
I mean,
Chakla, the extension cord, anything.
Japanese grandmothers, they don't fuck around either. Not that I know from experience, certainly, but like they don't fuck around.
See how the secrets spill out on this podcast? In any event, yes, it was a very interesting match. There were a lot of high spots, and yeah, so they did a good
I
job.
could say that this was one of the least entertaining ones, but it still had my attention at the same time.
Yes.
Because they just literally put all their, New Japan, in one ring, and let's see what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple of good spots, but a lot of it was just more low. But it still had my attention at the same time.
Yeah.
So they may have to develop their, Japan wrestlers and do something with that.
Yeah, and a lot of this comes to, again, like context, and a lot of these guys between like this and, the Kip Sabian, Sammy Guevara match, a lot of this is guys that maybe if you were following them very specifically, you know who they are.
Yes.
But or maybe if you're watching like Being the Elite, I don't even know if some of these guys were on that. In time, once you get to know them, then it's different. On a WWE show, they could bring out guys from NXT, and people that follow WWE will at least have an idea of them. So it's like with this, it's part of the building process.
But is it me, or does Aja Kong look a little bit like Mandy Rose? Because that's who I thought it was in the purple. No?
Good Lord.
I didn't have my glasses on. I don't know. Don't. Shout out to LensCrafters. I may need a new pair of prescriptions. But in any event, I thought it was good because I didn't know a lot of these ladies, but it wasn't like what I call the Bella effect. There were no pretty ladies in there who couldn't wrestle. And they were just out there in their bikinis to please you disgusting straight men. All these women knew how to wrestle.
Yeah, can I say that, like, I think the days of pretty ladies who can't wrestle are kind of done.
Yeah.
Like,
Not quite. Unfortunately, Liv Morgan's still around. And
Oh
she's
my
still
goodness.
gone.
Actually, she's been gone for like a month.
she's been
still
gone,
there.
but I'm saying,
got
like,
Mandy Rose still there.
there's a big difference between WWE in 2008 when they're trying to tell us that, like,
God.
Yeah.
Kelly is the biggest women's wrestler in the world, and, like, now...
Fucking hate Kelly.
Yeah, well, even like the Bella Twins, like they kind of like Brie
But they were
didn't
still the
necessarily,
face.
but like Nikki, the last couple of years that she was wrestling, like she fit into the women's revolution. Maybe not Brie so much, maybe not Alicia Fox and some of the people from that era. Nikki Bella, like when she was on SmackDown in 2016, 2017, like she didn't look out of place amongst like Charlotte and Natalia and some of those guys.
I was never a fan.
Staring down the barrel of a disclaimer, sir.
Yeah,
I ask that you back
I was
away.
never a fan of Nikki Bella.
You can never put Charlotte Flair and Nikki. But after watching these ladies in AEW, I didn't get the, she's just here because she's pretty. I never got that because a lot of those ladies were not the prettiest, but they could all go. So I never got that, look at this hoe.
Do you think this is setting up for a 6-woman tag team championship?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, Jesus.
Everyone doesn't
Too
need
soon
a
for
belt.
that.
For
Yes, oh my God.
Too soon for that.
It makes it look cheap if everyone gets a belt. If everyone can get their hands on a belt, it just makes it look cheap.
Although I must say, I hear a lot of that, especially coming from like people that are more followers of Ring of Honor and stuff like that. New Japan has like 20 titles.
But they all
New Japan has
And they all look
so many titles.
They all look
New
the same.
Japan has.
Ladies and
They have a
gentlemen,
tag
they all
team
look the
title. They have a
same.
6-man
all
title.
look the
They
same.
have a lightweight title. They have a
But we
lightweight
get
6-man
great
title.
Matches. That's the
That's
difference.
true. That is true. But also, it's just like you'll watch like Wrestle Kingdom, and then this guy comes out, and you're just like, "What? He's a champion too?" And then you'll have like the random guy that walks out, and he's got like 3 belts, and you're just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Yes.
And I was
real.
in Japan like that.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just silently trying to sneak a cookie. Don't mind me. Don't listen to me. Keep talking. I'm sorry. I'm starving.
Anyway,
I'm starving. Don't listen
that
to
would
me.
be interesting. Or, I mean, they could have a women's tag division
Good damn cookies.
first.
They used to
And
taste good.
I've never understood why tag divisions always have to, like, hard and fast be
hard and
2-man.
fast.
Oh, yeah.
Hard and
Yeah.
fast.
2-man tag teams. Like, why couldn't we have, like, when the New Day were tag team champions, why couldn't we have them have, like, some matches where it's 2-on-2 and other matches where it's 3-on-3?
Yeah.
Isn't that the Freebird rule? Like,
Well, the Freebird rule is like if we all have the titles, we're all the champions, but only 2 of us can defend at a time. I never understood why it couldn't just be, why can't all of them defend? The Spirit Squad, once, like, they had the tag team titles, they did the Freebird rule, and they all had belts.
shout out to the Spirit Squad.
Yeah, wherever
Yeah,
they
that's
are.
true. When even in NXT with Undisputed Era, Adam Cole had the North American Championship, and then one of the, I don't know all their names, but the 2 of them had a belt, and then the other one's like the lonely one. It's like,
Yeah.
where's your belt, sir? Like,
Yeah, why can't we just have, like,
belts for everyone.
yeah, like 6-man
So
titles?
it
Or
makes it cheap if everyone has a belt.
No, everyone on the team.
It's like these kids now, they're so soft. If their team loses, they still get a trophy. I say
fuck
don't
that.
give the kid nothing. Teach
Tough
him
love.
you're a loser and do better next time. That's
Yeah.
Oh, God. I fucking,
no 24/7 titles.
oh, God. I can't.
No.
Please. No.
Boo that title. Boo. We got 4 boos here,
I would
ladies and
rather,
gentlemen.
the 24/7. I'd rather wear a condom than wear that belt.
I would rather wear some, like, weird red face paint.
That's the odd.
That's me trying to transition to the best match on the show, guys.
okay,
Sorry.
let's just go. Okay, so that was the hardest segue I've ever seen. But moving forward,
I see where you're going, but it didn't work.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. That was a fail.
We tried.
Hey, Sonny, add in the Price is Right losing horn here.
Yeah.
Brrr.
Do you know who he is? He's the guy who invites you over for Netflix and chill and then whips his dick out before the movie starts. Like, damn, could you wait until the movie starts, please? Jesus. That's what he is. But I will go, sir. Cody Rhodes took on his brother, Dustin. For those of you who don't remember these two, Stardust took on Goldust. If you still don't remember, Dashing Cody Rhodes took on... Jesus Christ, they've had a lot of
The
fucking
natural
gimmicks.
Dustin Rhodes?
The natural Dustin Rhodes. Oh,
And then before that, Dusty Rhodes Seaman took on Dusty Rhodes
Took on
slightly older
Rachel.
Seaman.
Yeah.
these two have had more gimmicks than I have, goddamn...
Guys.
Ball hairs.
Oh, good. Thank you, Des. Thank you.
What?
So, these two have had more gimmicks than I've had guys. He was calling me a whore, but when you're right, you're right, Des. In any event, so here's the best part of this match. Before the match happened, one Brandy Rhodes reached under the ring and handed her gorgeous husband a sledgehammer. And he proceeded to walk up the aisle towards a throne that was just randomly there for no reason. They never explained it. And then we got the reason why the throne was there. Cody Rhodes destroyed a throne with a sledgehammer. And for those of you living under a rock, or in Arkansas, this was a
Dethroning.
This was a shot at one Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who often would use a sledgehammer. And how many WrestleManias did he come out
1,000?
sitting on a throne? So yeah, this was Cody Rhodes' shot at Triple H. What'd you all think of
He
this
dethroned the King of Kings.
Shout out to
That was a great way to start a match.
I've always loved the word dethrone because it's very close to deep throat. So, what did you think of this sledgehammer?
I mean, I thought it was perfectly fine. I think that there's a lot of people trying to read more into it than there actually is. Like, don't do that. Don't get worked, bro. I will say that, like, me and I mentioned him earlier, Roger. Shout out to Roger Adams. I'd say every 3 weeks we have a text exchange that's a hypothetical of, like, well, what if, like, AEW was owned by WWE? This is a conspiracy theory, ladies and gentlemen. There is no facts about this. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying, like, you know, like, Triple H calls them out at the Hall of Fame. Cody's doing this. You know, like if Triple H walked out on the, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's antitrust laws. There's all kinds of reasons why it wouldn't happen. But, like, you know, like what if it's very convenient. It's very convenient.
Well, people think that Cody was taking a shot at Triple H, but they forget during the Hall of Fame ceremony, Triple H did call AEW a pissant company. So no, he took the first shot.
He started it.
And this was Cody's response, or receipt, as they say in wrestling. So, but
Yeah.
I love it. If you notice, when Brandy Rhodes was watching her husband demolish it, did you read her lips what she said?
Yeah, she said, break it down.
Break it down, which is
Yup.
a DX shot, like right there. So I was like, oh, yes. Leave it to the black woman to throw some shade. She's like, yes, bitch, break it down. Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of discussion on Twitter about this because obviously there was a lot of people that thought, like, oh, that was a fun, cool moment. There was also a discussion about AEW being obsessed with WWE. And I'm curious where you guys stand on this, because it's like you can't pretend like WWE doesn't exist. You can't not acknowledge it in any kind of way, but also, like, AEW has to exist on their own, and they can't just sort of I guess, like, the thought process is doing something like that is existing in WWE's shadow. And I'm curious, I don't know if that's, like, the right way to articulate it, but I'm just curious what you guys think of
Yes,
that.
what you think of the throne spot?
Okay, I thought it was amazing. I love the fact that as soon as he got the hammer, the crowd went crazy. And he looked at the throne. They just knew exactly what was going to happen.
All knew.
And I loved it. And it was just, if you look at, I think it was Being the Elite or something, they had, like, a test run. And he was actually, with a real hammer, was hammering down one.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool. And then when it actually happened, it was beautiful. It was a good way to start off, you know, your show as your first debut match, showing, like, you know what, fuck this. We're not you guys. I feel like that's what it is. It's a shot at WWE saying, we're not you guys. We're going to show you how we're going to run things. And then Cody went on about his stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely have to agree with that. I did see a couple of interviews where Cody did talk about why he did that with the throne, and he said that was my sign of I'm ready to play ball. Like, yeah, WWE was there, and I appreciate what they've done for me, but we want to make wrestling great again. We want to make pro wrestling fun again.
Was that the interview where he was like,
It was
had
at
to
the
sell the
end.
blood? He said
Yeah,
the blood
like
on his
he
face?
still had Dustin's blood all over him, but he was just talking about passion about this company, and the way he speaks highly about it is just, you know, gives me hope. Like, you know, I had fun watching this pay-per-view. I remember the last time I had fun watching a show and marking out and bugging out, and that's what he wants to do. Like, he wants to bring it back how it was back in the 90s, not Attitude Era, but the way we felt about wrestling.
That's the problem. I think a lot of people, they want to, like, capture these, like, external things of the Attitude Era with, you know, the boobies and the violence and all that.
Shout out to puppies.
But it's not about that. It's the excitement. It's performers being able to go out and express themselves and do what they do best.
Exactly. We can't bring back the Attitude Era right now. Like, when people talk
No,
about
and
that,
it's
they want to bring
gone.
back all
People are so fucking
that-
soft.
And also the whole point of this match, and I feel like going forward, this will sort of be the point of the Cody Rhodes character. If you watched his promo on Road to Double or Nothing, he was like, I'm not here to, like, fight my brother. I'm here to kill the Attitude Era. And his sort of justification of it was that, the Attitude Era happened, and it was this great event, and it was this explosion, and it changes everything, and then everything in wrestling after that is living in its shadow. I wouldn't be shocked if we are all fans in some way, shape, or form because of something related to the Attitude Era. I know I am.
Shout out to Sable.
Could we discuss?
I say Sable's name more than Brock Lesnar does. Yes.
That was our childhood.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to watch this shit, but we did it anyway.
And it's like wrestling wrote this chapter, and it never sort of like all the chapters that have come since then have been these like responses to it. But I feel like Cody and them are sort of trying to write a new chapter.
I have a question. I notice. What are you doing, sir? You're rolling up your sleeves like you're gonna punch me.
I'm just rolling up my sleeve, man.
We're not going to have any gay bashing on my show.
I wouldn't do that, man. Shit.
So I noticed that Cody took a sledgehammer to a throne, which is a direct shot at Triple H. Why did he not make a direct shot at Vince? Is this his way of saying, well, Vince, you're half dead anyway, so I'm talking to Triple H? Did you all notice that? Because technically, Triple H doesn't owe the company. No, he doesn't. But the shot was at Hunter, not Vince. So that's what I found weird. Like, could there have been a way where he could have shot something at Vince, perhaps?
I will say that there's three things about it. One, Triple H was the one who made the comment,
the pissant
at the pissant comment. Two, in being the Elite, like they had a character that was essentially supposed to be Triple H. They never really called out Vince, but they very specifically called out Triple H. Three,
I just thought that was interesting.
Cody and the Bucks, when they were negotiating with WWE, they were negotiating with Triple H. So I feel like it's all in good fun. And four, let's be real here, just from a production standpoint, what looks cooler? Him breaking down like an office desk or him breaking down a cool looking Triple H throne?
I will give you that. And another part I love, the fact that Brandy Rhoads handed him, I was like, go ahead, sis. Because I love when a black woman fuck up shit. I love when she's like, take this goddamn. Yeah. Cody Rhodes got some pussy that night. She broke it off. She's like, take this goddamn sledgehammer. I'm going to fuck your ass up when we get home. She gave it to him good, right?
Oh, yeah.
The poor
she
dog.
did.
Do you all have sex in front of your pets? Because I never could do that. Because I wonder if she put the dog out. Because I never could. You have?
Pets. I don't have pets.
You jerk. Who
I mean,
doesn't?
it happens.
I have one.
No, don't do it in front of the cat. What do you have? A cat or a dog?
It was a dog.
Don't do it. You did it in front of the dog. Dogs remember everything.
It was the dog's fault.
No,
Although,
No, you don't come in my room. You know what's up.
Exactly.
The door's closed.
You know what's happening.
although I will say that I do remember watching a video in high school of two people going at it on a couch, and then the camera literally like pans over to a dog like chewing like a chew toy. Its head is going back and forth, and then it whips back to this girl. Anyway, so Cody and Dustin, man,
Dogs don't give a shit. Dogs do not give a Literally, I see homeless people with dogs. Dogs don't care. If you just treat them nicely, a dog will stay with you whether you're hungry. You can beat the hell out of a dog, and a dog will still love you. Whoa. Do you know how badly you have to treat a dog for it to run away from you? Like, seriously. There are homeless people with the dogs are just chilling with them. Like, oh, guess we homeless together. So it's like, you can literally be fucking a girl, and the dog is just like, I don't give a shit. Like,
I mean, my cat peeps in, and then she walks out because she knows what's up.
See, cats are judgmental. They're like, look at this whore right here. And then they walk away. But dogs are like, I don't give a shit.
Like that look right after, like, bitch, I know what you did. What my business, ho?
It's true. Cats are so judgy.
Nez, what the hell is going on?
Sorry, have I digressed? I apologize. So let's get back to the match. Cody killed his brother Dustin. There was blood.
He killed him like 3 times. There was so much blood.
I haven't seen this much blood since my last menstruation. It was blood everywhere.
It was on my mind because those were not blood packets.
Can I say that, like, I remember watching Goldust when I was in like grade school, like early grade school, and like he could still go, man.
This man has been wrestling for nearly 30 years.
This was one of the frustrating things with WWE, and it's like there's so many more guys that I'm frustrated with in WWE, but it's like you have this like legend in Goldust who he's been back in the company since like 2012, 2013, and he can still fucking go, and he's and he's relegated to like a mid-card comedy act. It's like there's nothing, there's no other presentation we can do with him. We can't send him to NXT. We can't have him work a short program. There's nothing else that we can do with him.
Not to mention, they watered down Goldust to the point where he was unrecognizable as Goldust.
I mean, this could be a larger discussion of like why did Goldust never really become a main eventer, because he should have in the 90s, and he didn't, and I don't know why.
Like, children now, they saw Goldust, and it was like, oh yeah, that stupid guy. Not knowing the Goldust we knew when we used to watch, like,
yeah,
this shit on television. So they totally dropped the ball on his last run.
I mean,
but this man wrestled his brother, and first of all, we got Pyro, which we haven't seen Pyro, and we got color, because Dustin was bleeding like a stuck pig.
Oh my God.
There was blood everywhere. What'd you guys think of the match?
It was,
the match itself.
Fantastic.
It was great.
Oh my God, blood everywhere, all over the ring, all over Cody. It was just everywhere. It brought me back, and it was also very classic. Like, it wasn't one of those high flying. It was very tactical, and it was very classic, and I loved it.
Nez?
I ain't gonna lie, I cried like a bitch.
Oh!
At the end.
Shout out to men crying. I love when men cry.
Not even the end, to the beginning. Before, when the bell rung, the crowd was chanting Dusty.
Oh my
And
God,
it-
yes.
that was amazing.
Oh,
And
Dusty's so proud. His
he
two
does.
sons are headlining a new pay-per-view of a totally new organization. Like, yes.
And then
I mean-
the ending, when they started crying together, was amazing.
Another chest-to-chest. It's different when brothers hug. It's totally different, but it was still a touching moment.
Especially when one of them is bleeding like he's halal food.
Oh, God, yes, he was...
Oh,
He was
wow.
leaking.
Are we just gonna skip past that?
No, there are no disclaimers. There are no disclaimers, sir. No.
No, but I saw a review of the match. First off, like, you have to consider these two wanted to have this match in WWE for years.
They absolutely did.
And
Yes.
WWE basically told them, "We're not doing it. Nobody wants this.
That was their literal.
Yeah, they
that
were
was their
supposed to
literal.
No one wants
to
this.
see this. And
No
it's
one cares."
Who? You never asked us because I wanted to see it. That was their literal. What you just said. No one wants to see
This
that.
was supposed to be a WrestleMania match years ago.
It could have been
and they
a
cut it.
SummerSlam match. It could have been a Survivor Series match. It could have been any of those. It wasn't. It was a Fastlane match. It was a throwaway Fastlane match, and these two are, you know, Cody is in his prime. I know a lot of people say Dustin's not in his prime. Obviously, he's not, but like, he can still fucking go.
Yeah.
And these two are I saw like a review where somebody was saying that like they're artists who are out there painting in a world that like forgot how to paint, and it's just like, holy shit, like that is exactly what it is. These are guys that were born into this business, and they're like, there's so much to it. It's almost like, yeah, like the Dusty element, they're like almost like, you got to consider too, like Dusty was in charge of so much of like the booking and the management of
NXT.
but NXT, but also just like, wasn't Starrcade like Dusty's creation? Wasn't War Games like Dusty's creation?
War Games was Dusty.
And these two, you know, Dusty was like Vince's rival in the 80s, and these two are like fulfilling like almost like a destiny of headlining this show, of having this amazing match that they were never allowed to have.
And they could finally do it on there. What got me is Dustin's been wrestling for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, he and The Undertaker kind of started in the same fashion. Goldust looked better in the ring than The Undertaker's looked as of late.
So much better.
I just want you all to
Great.
think about that Goldust and The Undertaker started their careers roughly the same year. Now look how the two of them, and you can't say, well, The Undertaker's put his body on the line more. No, Goldust has done that as well. So just think about how The Undertaker wrestles now and how Goldust. And that match was great. He and his brother told me a story.
Yes.
It looked good. Not only did he pull Cody's pants down, which
Oh my
was
God, that's
often,
right.
yes.
We
Yeah,
gotta
he
forget the fact that
did,
he
yeah.
We got
spanked him.
nudity. We got pyro. We got pyro. We got nudity. I was like, oh, I love this match.
We got like kind of like incestual nudity
Yeah,
too.
oh,
It's
it's
a little.
great. Shout out to
Whoa.
that. I love incest.
This
Yes.
was a
Whoa.
star
It
match.
It was, and Brandy Rhoads got ejected. Can we talk about the ejection spot?
Yo.
This is something that has been going on since I
Black
was a
came out of
kid.
her.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know the ejection spot, there's a manager on the outside who's doing something shady, and finally, after maybe the 8th time, the referee looks and sees what they're doing. So they go outside. There's always the argument where the person's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then they get ejected. Why does the crowd pop so... Because it's a very stupid spot.
Because it's awesome, and it is stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid, and it works every time.
When I say Jack Dempsey's erupted when Brandy Rhoads was ejected, you would think Stone Cold was at Jack Dempsey's. And it was like... And when I was a kid, that spot used to tickle the shit out of me. Like, oh, mommy, he's going to get ejected. It's like... This is a fake sport, and they're being sent to the locker room to go watch it from backstage. It's like...
And then homie just yoked her up and just dragged her out of the fucking ring.
He ejected Brandy Rhoads, and I immediately started screaming racism, because, like, how do you eject me, only black person at the arena? Like, you know?
I mean, I guess, but you've got, like, one guy at this point who, like I said, he's ceased to be a human, and now he's literally, like halal food.
But come on, that was a little racist.
Shit out of him, though.
Yeah.
That was a great spear.
Earl Hebner, she speared him, which I was like, check her out. And then Earl Hebner, who knew that was still a thing?
Like, shout out to fucking Earl Hebner.
Yeah.
That guy fucked Bret Hart.
He ejected... I do believe you mean fucked up Bret Hart, perhaps? Or do you have something going to now? In any event, he ejects Brandy Rhoads. The crowd, the Jack Dempsey's, everyone went crazy. I thought that was great. But the end of the match, should we talk? Can I pass around the Kleenex?
That was so beautiful.
He told his brother, I love you, and I need you for the next... Nez, you cried. How do you... Tell us your feelings. How did that make you feel, Sal?
It made me feel so good inside to see two brothers that loving, the same business that they loved their whole lives. Their father was amazing at it, and now they're amazing at it. And just to see them go at it, and then at the end of the match, just emotionally, they couldn't do it.
It's okay.
I'm so like,
it's okay.
He's getting choked up.
I don't want to. I can't do it here. Can't do it here. I can't.
Well, I know why Dustin was choked up, because he was passing out. But what did you all think of that? He didn't know what was going on. He thought it was Monday. He didn't know what it was. He had lost so much blood. He thought he was at the circus. He didn't know.
He's like, is this TNA?
Like, it was such a great match, and Cody came out, and then we came in. Dustin shook up, like, oh fuck, like he got really shook. But that speech that Cody gave, that what, I don't need a tag team partner, I don't need a friend, I need my brother.
Yes.
And then they're gonna be having a match with the Young Bucks.
Yes.
This is gonna be, oh my god, this match I'm so looking forward to. But that moment, it was beautiful. It was so good.
I loved it. It's interesting with Cody. I feel like, because he's surrounded by all this greatness with Kenny, with the Bucks, when he was in Bullet Club, all those guys, like you forget how amazing he is, and how in a fucking zone that he is, and and how far he's come. Like he asked for a release from a company that was paying him like enough to make a very comfortable living.
It's true. And
because he wanted more.
Black women never let you quit a job.
Yeah,
they will make your ass work. You never go home to a black woman.
He got her to quit the job too. And it just it was so great, and then it was so emotional, and I was the same way as Nez,
so,
and but let me just say one last thing. It also, my immediate thought was, oh, when he turns on him again, it's gonna hurt so bad. Oh my god!
He's gonna
happen.
He's gonna lure us in. So I'm just gonna do a quick thumbs up across the table that match, because I found nothing wrong. Thumbs up.
I wish I had more
This was the match of
thumbs.
the night.
So unanimous. For those of you listening at home, that was a unanimous thumbs up.
Yeah.
So funny you should mention Young Bucks, darling. The Young Bucks were there defeating the Lucha Brothers.
Oh, that match was so good.
There was some spots where I was like, wow, was that, whoa. They literally look like acrobats.
This was a tag team match of the night.
Yes.
Definitely.
Can I say that there's a narrative of, there's an anti-flip narrative in sort of these old-timey wrestling people. The Young Bucks are the only ones that get to do this, all right? They're them and Ricochet are the only ones that get to do this.
Shout out to
they're
Ricochet.
so good.
Oh my God,
it's
shout
so,
out to
at All In, they main evented that show.
Ricochet and All In.
And, oh my
Talk slower.
God.
Talk slower. Talk slower.
Teddy.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm here.
No, but at All In, their match got cut short for whatever reason, and they had like the fucking most insane, amazing 11-minute match. I remember me and Scott Yeager, shout out to Scott Yeager, we're sitting here, and we were just like, I was just like, was that like the best 11-minute match you've ever seen? He was like, oh my God, yes. This time they got a chance to actually have some time and not have to literally be like running to their next spot, and it was awesome.
So, am I the only one who gets a young Hardy Boy vibe from the Young Bucks? Do you all see what I see?
I've always said that. I've
Very,
always discussed
very
that.
young Hardy vibe
I love
amongst
brothers.
them. Yeah, I do.
But there's something about tag team brothers that
I don't
just-
want you doing any Eiffel Towers, darling. I don't want you. Goodness, no Eiffel Towers.
Well, shout out to Ali Pinnell.
Oh dear!
Oh,
I thought there was a story there. We'll tell off.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Sig with the tongue ring.
Excuse me.
I'll tell you guys the story later.
We'll put that in the outtakes.
No, but the Young Bucks are sort of like the next generation of what the Hardys were, weren't they? Like the way that like there was like Michael Jordan, and then like Kobe Bryant was sort of like the next generation of that.
Yeah, but they remind me of what the Hardys started out as before, crystal meth. But yes, the Young
Fucking for real.
the Young Bucks, I was very impressed with them. There were some spots there that I was like, all right, I'm watching you all. And the Lucha Brothers hung in there with them. So, yeah.
Have you not seen that many like Young Bucks matches?
I was a babe in the woods watching AEW.
I'm going to find a way to get you access to some Young Bucks matches.
Send me some links, please.
They're all over
Actually,
YouTube.
I went to an Indies match. It was a show in Brooklyn.
Oh,
And
shout out
they-
to Brooklyn.
And they were giving out Young Bucks merch, and I bought a DVD set with a couple of their matches, like a 2-disc DVD set. I can hand you that, and you can watch how amazing these guys
They
were.
are just
Yeah, dude, like Teddy. Like what Teddy's gonna come here next week, he's gonna be like the biggest indie mark. He's gonna come out like, he's gonna have like the Bullet Club shirt. He's gonna have the
and they're
fucking
not bad looking either.
They are not. They are not.
I enjoyed watching
Wait,
them.
they
aren't bad
aren't
looking.
really? Like aren't they
Well,
really?
they've got like a cute Wolverine vibe. And I forgot
Oh,
for a
Nick
second that they
Jackson,
weren't twins. Because they looked
Yeah,
like
but
twins at
they
one
just
point.
I mean like good for them, but anyway, let's just move on.
I'm afraid it's fallen on deaf ears, darling. That's one you're gonna have.
Not as good as
I agree.
Penta. Wait, is Penta? Which one? What are the Lucha Bros again, or the what are their names again?
Is Ray and Penta
Yes.
Pentagon Jr. or something?
He does the
Pentagon.
this thing. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not into gang symbols. No.
a lot of
Shout out to the
gangsters
Latin
in that
to the Latin King. Shout out to them who I ride the train with each night. But yes.
Whoa.
So yes. Okay. So we had a belt unveiling. Can we just talk about Bret Hart?
Oh my God, bendito.
He unfortunately he died and no one's told him.
Whoa.
Can someone tell Bret Hart he's dead? Because it was like the Crypt Keeper was
Well,
always
he
up-
died at that Hall of Fame ceremony, so
did, and the young man made fun of him being attacked by a fan, and
But
that
he was still
fun.
limping to the ring, and I'm like, oh my God, can someone help him?
Yes. He needs one of those rascal scooters that you get, the commercials.
No.
Call this number for your free hover round.
you know this spot was originally supposed to be Ric Flair, who actually like may have died a few times.
Yeah, actually,
he
he
died
was
like
in the
5
hospital.
times,
Yes.
Tito.
He was in the hospital.
Yeah, but like seeing Bret there is fine. Seeing him like not get attacked by a random fan is also fine.
No one was more happy than Bret Hart.
There's a whole generation of people that's just gonna know Bret Hart as the guy that got attacked at the
The
Hall of
old
Fame
guy that
ceremony.
got
I was
attacked
actually
by-
waiting for it. Like, is someone gonna try to come in now? Is the security here okay?
He was paranoid.
If Dustin Rhodes didn't
Oh,
know what
shit
day it
too.
was, if Dustin Rhodes didn't know what day it was because of the blood loss, Bret Hart certainly didn't know why he was there. He's like, wait a minute, is this Orange is the New Black? He didn't know what show he was on.
What am I doing here? Where's Sean? Fuck Sean.
He's like, where's Jim? No, Jim died, Brett. Pay attention. He was confused.
Whoa. He sees Earl. He's like, you're not going to screw me, right, Earl? Earl's just like, what do I say?
Earl Hebner. Well, let's move it on. The main event saw one Chris Jericho defeating one Kenny Omega. What'd you all think of the main event? Silence? No one. Oh,
yeah,
dear.
it's fine. This is not the first show that I've gone to where there's like all these amazing undercard matches, and the Kenny Omega match is on last, and it's great, but it's just like you're you're so exhausted from the greatness of the show.
The damn show was 18 hours. I thought WrestleMania was long. AEW was long. My
Like
word.
one of these last 3 matches probably should have opened the show. Like to be honest,
Honestly, the Cody versus Dustin should have been the main event.
Yeah, I would have seen that as a
Yeah.
main. Maybe put the Young Bucks on first, perhaps, and then had Cody.
to get
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have seen Chris Jericho. For someone who is a little out of shape, he could also still go.
Oh no, he was great in this match.
Yeah,
Both him and
but you
Kenny
could
were
see
killing it.
he was more physically. You could see, oh, you've gained some weight, but he was still out there with Kenny Omega,
Yeah.
a boy much younger than him. So he still was able to hang in there and still do a deep. I think they maybe botched one spot that I counted, but
one or two, but it wasn't like obvious ones. But they still had the flow.
it was like 2:00 in the morning. I just wanted to go home at this point. But yes, they did. a very
Jericho's
good
entrance was great. Like he
Oh.
brought out his 4 phases of Jericho.
That was
list
amazing.
and
I
everything.
loved
it.
Like
I
that
loved
was
it.
perfect.
It was great.
I love that.
I mean, he should have done more. He should have done like Monday night Jericho, whatever thing, whatever he had in WCW.
high
He should have brought out that fat guy from what's his name again? Ralphus. You guys don't remember Ralphus? You guys ever watched WCW? Des, were you even alive when WCW was around?
barely.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I was still in the nutsack.
Oh, shout out to Nutsacks.
Or semen, I was gonna go, but okay.
Both works.
No, and the fat man you're discussing is Kevin Owens.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think Chris Jericho did a great job.
He broke
Now,
Kenny's nose in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't watch indies, but I know who Kenny Omega. Isn't he like the biggest indie guy out there?
yeah.
Like, he's the
Everything.
Stone Cold Steve Austin of indies right now.
Everything.
Kenny
Yeah.
Omega is, he's Cher.
The cleaner.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Are you okay over
I
here,
just-
darling? Are you all right?
I love me some Kenny, but the ending of the match got me sliding all over.
So I will
Jared's
hand
face.
it to you. After Kenny was defeated, what happened, darling? Take it away.
So Chris Jericho went off on how we ain't shit,
Yes.
and he wasn't wrong,
fickle.
and the beautiful second coming of John Moxley done came down Shield style. And done had the audacity to DDT, Dirty
So,
D.
for those of you,
Chris Jericho,
for those of people at home who don't know who John Moxley is, who's John Moxley, darling?
Mr. Dean Ambrose.
Yes!
Oh, the unstable former lunatic fringe. And
Dean Ambrose was at AEW. Yes. What'd you all think of this?
I thought it was great. See, the him coming in through the crowd reminded me of two things. It definitely reminded me of the Shield. Also
I think that was on
reminded me.
purpose.
Also reminded me of Scott Hall. Like, it's interesting how it can kind of like reference both things.
Shout out to Scott.
And like it was a great way to end the show. If you guys haven't had a chance to listen to, he just did a podcast with Jericho where he talks all about.
She was listening to it
I
on
was
the way
actually
here.
listening to that on
Yes,
the way
I
here.
was also listening to it on the way here.
Oh,
look,
but
shout out.
I'm also not.
he went in and
Yes.
makes me just, I don't want to watch WWE anymore. Not just because of his experience, but it's very similar to what's going on with a lot of the wrestlers under that.
Yes.
And that's why I have hope in AEW. Even if it lasts a month, even if it lasts 6 months, they're going to give us the greatest 6 months of our lives. Compared to the bullshit that we've been watching for the past couple
And
weeks.
he said it where he was like, I think that their creative process sucks. And if there's one thing I want to get out of AEW, it's to get them to sort of change their perspective and their mindset.
Yes.
And just like that, like him showing up at the end of the show, him being this guy that's like one of the most recognizable guys in WWE, one of the most like, I'm not saying his criticisms aren't valid, but he's been positioned as like one of the stars of that company for years. And him showing up here kind of just adds an extra little bit of legitimacy. Not that they need an ex-WWE guy for legitimacy, but it was the perfect ending note. It was the perfect like last little cherry on top.
The crowd popped. Crazy. There were a few WWE guys sprinkled in there, but
Yes.
that pop.
That was, oh my goodness.
Dean
And-
Ambrose, John Moxley coming out. But you guys ever remember when you were in school, when you were a kid, and you got in trouble in school, and you know that fucking cunt of a teacher called your parent, and you know that scary walk you were going home because you knew your mom or your dad or your grandmother was going to tap that ass when you got home? That's how Renee Young went to work the next day because she knew, like, fuck. You know, just knowing that Dean Ambrose showed up, you know she was walking so gingerly backstage, like, hey, guys, everyone's looking at, oh, look at this bitch. Look at
I mean, does she or is she like, oh, hey, my husband has an in with TNT, who has a lot of sports programming and a lot.
But
like,
her
if anything, she's got leverage.
But her contract is still alive and kicking now, so she
She
knows
can get the backlash.
she could
She's gonna
definitely
get
get backlash. So she-
See, I don't think it's going to happen because I think WWE looks at her and they're like, this is like one of our best fucking people. This is one of our best broadcasters, one of our best announcers. If she can walk out of WWE and walk into a job with ESPN or CBS Sports
she
or
said.
TNT, like she'll
said.
be fine.
Shout out to ESPN.
Corey Graves is about to blow up. I can just see it right now. Corey Graves is gonna talk the most amount of shit on.
Oh yeah. Well,
Corey Graves
He
has his
didn't
own
get too many
problems.
hits in this Monday, which I was very surprised because I was waiting for them to put some hits in.
yeah.
Well, Sami Zayn, he said, you all could have asked me about AEW.
First of all, that was the most stupidest crowd. But then again, I guess they're in Kansas because that would have been my
Oh,
first
yeah.
question: is did you watch Double or Nothing on Saturday? Pop, boom, mic drop.
It is.
None of that.
It is funny, like watching somebody say the crowd is full. The crowd is full of stupid people, and then they show the crowd. And you're just like, oh shit, yeah, no, they have a point.
Okay.
The only place worse than Kansas is Kentucky. So shout out to
for
my
real.
ex-boyfriend.
Or
Crystal Method
Mississippi.
Whores. Oh, Alabama.
Oh man,
Sucking the fun out of it again. So for
Florida.
those of you wondering, well, where the hell is Raw and SmackDown Talk? We are going to put on a second podcast this week. That's right, you get 2 podcasts this week for the price of 1. It's like when you have sex with your boyfriend and he comes twice, which is rare, so rare. So that's what we're going to do. So you all will be here. This is your ending now. I am going to have to pull double duty on Raw and SmackDown come tomorrow. But you lovely people listening to it,
Yeah.
there are 2 podcasts coming your way this weekend. So, before we go, Kevin Wood, Nez, April, give AEW a grade and please be generous.
I'm giving it an A.
Oh,
Is the perfect? I mean, granted, like this is sort of the second one of these. All In was the first. All In was sort of like this weird combination of Ring of Honor and all this other stuff. This is a great first note for this company. They got areas that they need to improve in, and they have areas that they're already fucking great in. And
Wait, I don't think an A has ever been given on this show. I'm trying
And,
to search my memory. I don't think an A has ever been given.
And I just hope that they can create an atmosphere to make wrestling better, to make lives better, lives and opportunities better for talent. I don't want them to like put WWE out of business. I want WWE to be better. I want them to be better. I want the talent to be able to like have opportunities. And I think it's a great way to start. And I'm gonna give it an A.
Good for you. Ladies first. Excuse me, Nez. Ladies first.
I give it an
April.
A.
What?
This is
2
honestly-
A's in 1
Burr,
episode?
burr, burr, burr.
I think this is the only time I've given an A to something.
I don't think in an 80 episode, this is episode 85, 84, 85.
Something like that.
In 85 episode, I don't think anyone has ever given a double A. Oh, shout out to Arn Anderson. So, Nez, what is your grade for this show?
I'll give it an A as well.
Whoa!
Triple A.
I don't
Isn't
think
that
I
a
ever
Greek
had an A.
fraternity?
Olay!
I think that's a Greek
Yeah.
fraternity.
Oh, I mean,
This
that's
was
also
a great pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And like I gotta definitely agree with you. Like everyone's talking about like, oh, AEW is gonna put WWE out of business. They're not going to.
Yes.
They're not going to, but we want people in WWE to look at this as an example of you want your fans back, do what you're not doing right now. The shit
Yeah.
that you're doing right now, cut the whole creative team, start new, and
it.
actually listen to us. Because Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, even I think Tony Khan, the owner
Yeah.
of AEW, they're listening to us. They want to be better because of us, and I'm here for it.
Nez,
Give me
A
more.
from you? Like,
It was just, it's something new, and that's what I loved about it. I'll continuously say that because AEW is not, obviously, they're not trying to be WWE. They're not trying to take them out of business, you know, because WWE is a business, and they're always going to be the staple of wrestling. But AEW is bringing something more to the table where they're like, this is what we're doing. How are you going to fire back? How are you? Because that's exactly what they're doing. They're losing their fans because everybody's like, look, this is what we're doing, and WWE is not doing exactly what they want us to.
yeah.
I don't think anybody's watched Raw and SmackDown on TV and like who.
Yeah.
well, we'll get to them tomorrow. So I feel a bit pressured. So I'm just going to give the safe and say A.
Yeah.
Did you genuinely enjoy enjoy it? Like, for what you saw?
For someone who has never seen any of these people before, I was very much pleased. I was entertained. It was a bit too long. I would have given it a B, but I don't want to be the odd man out. So I'm just going to say A. Outside of the length, which is something I rarely ever complain about.
Oh.
This show is very good. I was thoroughly entertained. So if you're listening, Cody, Brandy, anyone from AEW, you just got 4 A's from the Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast. So April, I will give this to you. April, take us home. Say goodbye. Say something.
Thank you guys for joining us for the 87?
I want to say 85.
85th episode of Yep,
Oh
I
my
Like Wrestling.
God.
Also, if you are in the Yep, I Like Wrestling public page, make sure you check out the unpopular review.
Yes!
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right after Raw, right after SmackDown, right after NXT. Also, give us a follow on Instagram at UPRYepILW. We have clips, we have surprises, we have events, and check out our latest episode with myself and the many-faced god, Stefan Duviella, as we gave our AEW review.
Are we doing a show for Blood Money 2 next
Super
week?
Show,
Super Showdown, the Super Showdown.
We will be at Jack Dempsey's for the Super Show. We will be here for Stomping Grounds. If your
Stomping
girlfriend's
Grounds.
pregnant, have
Great
the baby
Balls
shower
of
here.
Fire?
Oh God! You know
Great balls of fire.
what I
Bring
do at
that
Gay
back.
Pride is my business. So
Oh.
I am the Grazer's general manager, and tonight I was joined by.
Kevin Wood?
Oh, I was also joined by.
The Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. This is April. You heard.
And last but not least, grabbing up the rear.
The incredible intern, Guadalupe.
Oh, Guadalupe! Thank you all for joining me. And Sonny, hurry back already. You have a job to do. All right, guys, get the hell out of here.
Hey!
Go call your Rubas. Get out.
Bye.
Fuck Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Fuck Roman Reigns.
No.
Also suck it, Sig.
I would love to.